Good morning, traders and investors around the world. Welcome to this Tuesday, August 8th edition of Pre-Market Prep Plus. Joel Elconin guiding you here on this rocky Tuesday morning. Let's run down some of the commodities and futures. And easy, Mike, if you got some futures besides the regular notables, let me know. We could try and get them in at the top of the show. A lot of movement here in the S&P index futures overnight. They were bidding the market right until that opening bell at 6 p.m. It held up there a little bit. And then the Moody's news hit after 8 p.m. when the stocks were closed, and big decline. I can't really give you anything here except an important level on the downside. We'll be keeping an eye on. That's 45, 44, 93.75. That represents your low on Friday. So far, your pre-market low has nestled right in at that area, just above that at 95 and a quarter. The Bulls absolutely have to defend that level. Coming back on the upside, it doesn't feel like we're going to get back to mid-range on the session. That comes up about 45.18. So that would just be a 15, 16 point rally. I think intermediate off the open, I'm going to see if the market can get above that intraday low from yesterday. And what I mean by the intraday low is that low that takes place between 9:30 and 4:15. That was a good 10 points difference. The regular low was 0050. Your intraday low was 1050. So far, that little rally off the low has stopped right on a dime at 45.10. So that is a big level. If the Bulls are to the same today, I would expect to catch a bid above 45.10, but that old low now resistance. You had Buck is strong, up 60 cents on off an inside day yesterday. Let me move my daily chart here on the bottom right so you don't see my Zoom face interfering with the dailies. A move to the upside after the breach of the inside day. You buck traders are going to be keeping an eye on the 102.60 level. Three highs in that area going back to last week. So we'll see if the momentum can carry through that. Bonds, a little flight to quality here, moving up above 122. We had mentioned on the dailies the bonds could catch a bid above those series of three highs at 122.08. It certainly did. Now the 30-year bond looking to find resistance here where it 122 and 22.30 seconds. Current high of 530 seconds nestles in right with your August 2nd high. That comes in just a few ticks higher at 23 and 15, 30 seconds. Crude taking a hit. Weak China data that we didn't even get to. China comes out with some weak import data. Crude down a buck 25, but off the low of the session at buck 28 at 80.66. We'll see if it can remain in the $80 handle. Big psychological level for crude. Things ended or perhaps ending with the double top, though. We look for those kind of turns in the crude oil market. Gold meandering lower down 810 at 1961.90. Silver, that's under 23 bucks, down 34 cents at 22.89. And Bitcoin, that's doing okay today. That's up $460 at 29,715. Spent a lot of time at the 29K level. Now getting a little bit of a bounce. Not much until you get to your 5-day high in Bitcoin, 30,000. That's just above 30,000 in the Bitcoin futures. Mike wanted to take a look at wheat. Take a look at wheat here. Trading still hanging out near the lows in the move on the daily. A couple spikes up over the last couple sessions. We got from the Ukraine and the Russia going on, but that's a big level. 768. That's on your dailies. That worked well for you yesterday. And on the downside too, here you're finding pretty good support. 622 and 626 are your recent lows. So above 768, actually that's on the monthlies. That's your level. On the dailies, you're getting a little bit just of a pullback here from the recent spike. Excellent support though at the 640 area. Taking a look at wheat. Taking a look at Natty Gas. Natty Gas, big and powerful decline. Working its way up, 280. Man, multiple highs, just under 280. So you get above there. You had four highs right at the 277 to 280 level. We'll be keeping a real close eye on that as resistance above there. Work your way over 280. Work your way towards $3 there. In the wheat, if you want to look at the ETF, I'm going to switch over to stocks now. The Tacorium Wheat Fund. Let's get the pre-market action, incorporate that into our trading. Probably not. 13,000 shares have traded. This corresponds, the ETF, got to get over $7 here. You have a pair of daily highs at or monthly highs at 741, 744. You can see that here on the bottom dailies. As far as this is trading pretty much very technically here. Good support in the lower 640s. You've had three lows between 642 and 647. All right. Boy, oh boy, who would have thunk it? Eli Lilly now over $500, up $46, coming up to the pre-market high. Pre-market high stands at 503.06. Nonstop buying in Lilly. Let's keep an eye on the pre-market high and see how that coincides. Right now, you're $3 off it. Nova Nordisk, that's moving higher too. 182.90. Of course, this traded overseas. You got the immediate pop on this one. Your pre-market high comes in at 187.52 for NVO. So there is some stocks. Easy Mike is MSTR is catching a little bit of a run this morning. It did not pull up. Let me see if we have any news on that. I don't know if it had earnings, but let me check to see. I mean, Bitcoin's trading up $500, so that's a definite catalyst there for MSTR. Boom, boom, boom. No, nothing. Earnings were last week. You're getting a nice bounce after a big decline. You were buying the dip. You were buying it at your July lows. Where are we at? I mean, next target on the upside would be, wow, this thing really moves around. We are trading at 381. Nothing in there, Mike. I don't know what to tell you. Your next daily high comes in at 395.76, so could have some big room to run. I think I would keep an eye on what the average daily range is in this one and kind of use that as a potential target. I think what more you're having more here is it's just kind of like ran out of sellers. You had big sellers on the declines over the last cut. Really, when the first started, when it went from 435 to 407, you traded over 1 million shares, and then you were under 700,000 yesterday. So a little bit of sellers exhaustion there. Pre-market high. We'll be keeping an eye on that. 385. We'll use 385.34. A lot of overhead supply, though. A much bigger target would be a 50% retracement of this one, but that's not coming into play yet for MSTR. S&P is remaining in the 4,500 handle. So psychologically, the actual day low from yesterday was 4,500 point. The Globex low was 4,500.50. So bulls are attempting to defend that. We did Lilly, we did Nova Nordisk. Let's see what our active chat has to say or wants to take a look at. Michael Crockett, way to hold on to that NVO. You're getting a big pop here. We'll see if it can remain in that gap area. Well, I guess someone does care about international flavors, fragrance. trading down in the pre-market. They just got to make, man, that stuff lasts too long. You're leading on right now the pre-market low. If you're a bull out there, you want to see the 6150 hold. That was your pre-market low. You're getting a little bit of a sympathetic bounce here, just a little bit, not much, about a buck and a half off that pre-market low. Man, I don't know how far back you have to go here. Smashing the yearly low by quite a margin. That's 75, 18. If you're looking for more follow through on the upside on this one, the buy the dippers become active. The high since you made that low was 64 and a quarter. So more upside, perhaps, if it can in fact clear that level. Bottom of yesterday's range in the three lows at the $80 area. Not sure when or if we're going to get back there too for IFF. Let's see here. What else? We're moving down here. Taking a look at some more stocks. Boom, boom, boom. GBRC. Not coming up with anything on that one. Mara reports tonight. That's probably getting a boost today. That's a big move. That's up 66 cents. That's trading at the highs of the pre-market session. Your pre-market highs right there, 1582. Interesting. This one does have a level, though, does have a daily level it's coinciding with. That comes in at yesterday's high, 1586. 1583 was your close on Friday. There's your resistance. If in fact you could clear that, you do have some room on the upside for Mara, but keep your eye, of course, on the Bitcoin futures as those stocks will move off it. Rustical notices that AMC is moving, and AMC is moving here. We are above yesterday's high. Important that you maintain that at 538. Actually, 548 was your level that you want to get above. 548 was your high just before the 8th day where it hit 623. So it looks like you have a bid, good volume here too in AMC. Let's look at CNK. That's down 37 cents. That's not moving with it. AMC, CNK, and then IMAX. I'll take a look at that one. That's flat on the session. Boy, it had to pop off earnings, gave it its way back for IMAX here. A nice juicy target would be 2070. But first things first, not much is traded here. You got to take out that high from yesterday at 1979, and even ahead of that high in the move, you have two highs right at the $19 area. So that's what you're looking at for some of your theater stocks, and that is what we're looking at. Let's see. Thanks to you and Triple D and all the learning. RAG says he sold Boeing at 242. Well, that was a good sale. Look at that. Moving up here on the monthlies. That was a monthly area, 4115 to 4180. It hadn't been in that area in 2 years. So there was a good target for you. Boy, the GRC, boy, oh boy, man, you sold that. Let's see, you took your profits in it. There was monthly resistance there. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. I took out the previous month's high only by a little bit. Your July high was 156.48. Before the report, you went to 56.95. Close for the month to 53.70. I don't know when this is the next potential support point. If you're looking to re-enter this, you had three lows. I'll give you a zone here. From 107.5 to 112, you are below the 112 area. There are a trio of lows, two lows at the 107.50 area. So if you're looking to buy the dip in this one, there are at least two lows in the same area. Also, after it made its move higher, there was a low just under that at 106.44. If you really want to hold out here for a gap fill, that would come down to all the way to 103.29. That is looking at Generac. Let's see here. Chegg, low expectations, big beat here. Up 259, spiked over $13 in the after hours. Your pre-market high comes in at 1322. No man's land, folks. Absolute no man's land. Gap down off its last report. You are trading here. I'm not going to say that your target should be 1742. That would be a gap fill. So showing some momentum here off the open. I would just be patient. Wait to see if you can take out that pre-market high. That pre-market high comes in at 1322. So Chegg way up off its earnings report. Someone asked for an update on the dog, Data Dog. We may have seen the lows for the session in this one. That pre-market low comes in at 80.72. That fills the first gap that you had in this one, and that was at 81.45. So that was not a bad area. So if you get into that candle, the next low on that is 77.95. If you're looking for the dog to get its mojo back here, you did get a nice bounce off the low up to $89, but you've leaked off that so far. So use that as a short-term target. Little sympathetic bounce on volume. Just probably everyone that just bought it on the dip. Peeling out on that pop. MPW, not a stock that I am very familiar with. Is it MPW? MPW Medical Properties Trust down 76 cents. That is a big move here. You are below that recent low at 950. So look out. You're at 931. I'll give you a potential buy zone in here, and that will be between 899 and 910. You did actually get there in the pre-market. Where does your boy, that's a big move for this. You did get down to 906, so that nestled in there nicely. So we'll be looking to see if the traders will take it down to that area. You may have missed your opportunity, though, at least for today, to buy close to the $9 area in MPW. What else are we looking at? Palantir. Not a bad report, just big run up. Oh, the pumping by the recent analyst moves. You got the 1575 on the way down, back up at 1757, still red on the day. The reason they like that $16 area is you had a series of lows before the last ramp up in the stock at the $16 area. I think you have to find an intermediate level to buy in between that and 16, at least in today's session. Coming back on the upside here, this thing is holding the bid, and you want to see how they react after this report. If they could get it unchanged on the day would be 1790. And then you got a zone up to yesterday's high, 1839, which comes right above that close on Friday at 1820. So there's some area on the upside. Good morning to Grove Lane here. ENB. Oh, that's Enbridge. And that is a stock that has a huge pipeline under Lake Superior, and that thing better never break because that's going to cause a lot of damage. The monthlies are screaming at you here that 35 is major support. But if you go a little bit shorter term here, the dailies are giving you support at 35.75. So that's an important level to hold on the dailies. Consolidation after the breakdown. Target on the upside, 36.40. Man, four highs. I see the spike high at 36.52 from Friday. But right now, pretty much a trading range in ENB. That's between 35.75 and let's call it 36.30. S&P's showing a little bounce here. Going into the open, we're now 14 handles off that pre-market low, trying to get above the intraday low from yesterday. That would be 45.10 and a half. Let's see if we got any more stocks to look at here in the chat. Good morning to you, change agent. Familiar with your SYM? You like to ask about this one. We talked about it yesterday, right? And it's holding this mid-range. Stock is not. I don't know if this was a SPAC or not, but it had a nice move yesterday. You can lean on yesterday's low at 50.81. Nothing really coinciding with that low. I think what you have to look for in this one is you've had like a 13-point move down. So 6.5 from 51, 57.5 is where you'd want to see this get up to. 58.63 is your 2-day high. But yesterday, you got up to 54.70. Doesn't feel like it has the mojo to get up there today. If you're looking to wiggle out, your close on Friday was 53.61. So after several months uptrend here in the green, working on a down month here in SYM. See what we have. Tilray Cannabis Company acquiring more alcohol brands. So let's take a look at the price action in Tilray. I did see that news. Pretty nice move here for Tilray. What you got to be aware of, though, is you got three highs right at the 250 area, 251 to 255. That was not a bad in the pre-market getting to 260. So look at that as resistance. If not, maybe work your way up to just a little over 280, a pair of highs in Tilray at 285 and 287. Actually, four highs in the 280 area if you're looking for another target in Tilray. So that's going to wrap things up today on pre-market prep plus rebounding off the low. Let me emphasize last week's low 93.75, 95 and a quarter was your pre-market low. That's what the bulls need to defend today. Coming back on the upside, clearing the intraday lows important at 45.10.50, and then be looking mid-range. Mid-range comes in at 45.18. All right, everyone, go get them. Be safe out there. Be back at 3:30 with a shorter version of the closing print.